All right, here we are. We're live, and I was hoping to get here fast enough to get this Kurt catching this fish. But that's a keeper right there, ain't it, man?
Oh yeah, it's pretty heavy too.
Sweet, man. This is awesome, dude. It's been like a super crazy low tide today, and we're in Virginia Creek. So all winter long, we've been kind of like hitting up the deeper places in the creeks. But man, it started warming up, and because it's warming up, it's time to start hitting the flats. Water's probably like 67 degrees, and so we've been working this flat over here in Virginia Creek. Super low tide today.
Oh,
What happened? Tell me you didn't lose it.
he bit my tail off.
Oh, he bit the tail off. That's okay. But anyway, we worked the flats, and there's a pretty deep trough that's like back over that direction that we worked there a lot of time, and so it we we sat there and fished that for probably an hour or so with no luck. We actually fished our entire way up this whole way, and we came back around, and there's a bank over on that side that we fish a lot of times, and man, it was so skinny. We had to pole our way back just to be able to find the deepest part to get over here. But anyway, we came up through this little part of a cut, and right there, like I mean, I'm telling you guys, like looking down at the water, you can see like how clear the water is, and you can see down in it. Right out here is it's so deep we couldn't even see the bottom. And it's a really low tide. So we were like, we can't pass this up and not fish. And look at that. Hold on, let me see if I can zoom in.
And there's more in there too.
I guarantee you there's more in there. So what was that? Third cast?
Yeah, third
Third
cast.
cast, and Kurt pulled a keeper flounder out. So anyway, that's pretty cool. So anyway, I saw Wes said, "Where's Virginia Creek?" And so Virginia Creek is back behind Topsail,
17 3/4.
17 and 3/4. Hold on, let me get one more little shot of you right there. Virginia Creek is actually back behind Topsail Island, and so it's actually one of our favorite places. Last year in the fall, they netted in here really hard, and it kind of messed the fishing up. But my house is actually right back up in there. Our neighborhood, that's not my house that you can see, but our neighborhood is right over there. And we actually have a kayak launch that goes into the back of Virginia Creek that comes out here. But I'll do a video later and show you guys where we are. But anyway, I'll do like I'll show you on a map, kind of show you actually what we did and what we're working today. But anyway, hey man, you still got that fish? You got it on a
Yeah,
what are you fishing? What bait?
I got a blue water candy jig head
Blue water candy jig head.
with white ripple mullet with a chartreuse tail,
That's it.
just like
White rip.
what we did last summer.
Yep, that's it. So you can kind of see those little dark areas, like right there and right there. We call that snot grass. When the water's cold, it's kind of like an algae grass that grows up, and it gets pretty nasty, and it makes it where using a jig head is almost impossible. But as the water warms up, this stuff starts dying off, and we go back to the jig head. So that's what we did here. We went back to the jig head, and of course, if we're gonna fish a jig head, we like to use a ripple mullet. So I think I've got one tied on here. I can show you. So that's the ripple mullet. You can see that's got some of that snot grass hanging off of it. But it's been not been too difficult. But that's a gulp white ripple mullet, and this is our go-to bait in the summertime. Man, we catch drum with this bait. We catch flounder. We catch trout. Like that's just a great all around for throwing a jig head. And I usually use a 1/8 ounce to maybe sometimes 3/16. What are you using, Kurt? An 1/8 ounce?
316.
Okay, so you're using a 3/16. Let me see if I can figure out how to see the comments here. You guys hang tight with me for just a second. Trying to figure out. Oh, I'm sorry about that.
It was right in the middle. I didn't throw it all the way. I saw some bait pop up, and it was right in the middle.
Right?
And I waited till it went all the way down to the bottom.
Yep. Fins can pile up during the winter months in those deep holes. Great spot. Appreciate it, Wes. Yeah, that's exactly right, man. So you threw the ripple mullet out, let it sink to the bottom, and then working it kind of slow.
Yeah, I let it go all the way to the bottom, and I hit it twice, and boom.
Boom. You know, flounder are aggressive. I don't, you know, I've heard people tell stories about flounder, about waiting to set the hook and all that kind of stuff. That was a big mullet jumping over there. But I'm gonna tell you the honest truth. When you fish with artificial, set the hook. Like, don't wait, set the hook, and keep tension on them too. That's another thing about flounder. If you don't keep tension on them, they're pretty good at spitting the bait out. But yeah, man, this is actually a really cool little spot. And Virginia Creek is just one of these places that is, whoa, look at that headwater right there. That bird flew over and everything was scrambling. Virginia Creek is actually one of those really cool places that is pretty diverse, man. You can, back over here in this area here, we got some deep trenches and stuff like that. And in the wintertime, that's been a good place to catch trout. My first trout of the winter came right back over in that direction. But we don't really fish this area that much in the wintertime. We kind of farther north from here. There's actually places like Turkey Creek, like you see us fishing Turkey Creek and Kings Creek and stuff like that. You know, we fish that. That's a little bit farther north, and those are actually just some really deep creeks. And in the wintertime, just like I think Wes was the one that made that comment, in the wintertime you'll see that trout and flounder, they really school up, and they get in those deep holes. But the water's warming up, and what's happening is we're seeing the fish start to scramble a little bit, and we're seeing the schools breaking up. But I honestly have not been on the water in 2 weeks. I've been sick, like crazy sick. And today's my first day getting back out, and y'all know what it's like when it just feels good to be normal, to feel normal. Feeling normal feels like incredible. So that's kind of like how I am today, man. I'm just tickled I'm even out here. So anyway, we pulled up on this little spot. It's so pretty here. I thought I'd do a quick little live shot. But anyway, hey, while I'm mentioning this, I want you guys to know we're getting close to 500 subscribers. And I've seen one person, Dean Carter, figured out the Easter eggs. And so my advice to you about the Easter eggs is watch our videos all the way to the end. Because what happens is at the very end of my videos, you'll see that I post pictures up there. And there'll be pictures that are like, don't make sense, that they're in with fishing. Sometimes it might be my grandson, Max, Kurt's son. Sometimes I'll throw a picture of my dog in there. Sometimes it's an old Army picture or something like that. But those are how we started the Easter eggs. And now what I actually have done is I took a actual photo of an Easter egg, and I'm putting that in there. So it's when we hit 500 subscribers, we're gonna do an Easter egg hunt. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give like the title of a video, and the first person to comment and say it was such and such, this is where it was, you're gonna win a prize. So when we hit 500 subscribers, we're pretty close now. We're like 450 or 460. It's been increasing pretty quickly. But anyway, when we hit 500 subscribers, we're gonna do the Easter egg hunt, and we're gonna do some pretty cool giveaways. And actually, Dean Carter, he was the first one to make any kind of a comment on our videos about the Easter egg. And because he did, I actually sent him a fishing pole. So anyway, shout out to you, Dean. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in, man. I appreciate you watching. You guys take care. God bless you. He gone.